put them back in their bags until we hand out ukuleles. I'm going to talk for a little bit and show you some stuff. That's right. Okay, there you go. You want to put it back in its case for me? I'm going to come over here. And how are we doing on time? Oh, it looks like it's practically time to get started. Can I look at your ukulele? Whoa, that's a beauty.
It's from Hawaii.
It's from Hawaii. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
So, well, I use this as a good example for everybody so you understand what I'm doing. So I'm tuning this ukulele to make sure that it's in the right, it's tuned correctly so that it can play. And the way that you do that is by tightening or loosening the strings. And you do that by turning these pegs. But today, this tuner doesn't seem to want to work. I've tuned all the ukuleles, so I'm going to ask you not to turn the pegs because what it will do is make your ukulele go out of tune. But there will be time after the lesson for everyone who wants to try tuning their ukulele to try with the tuner. And I'll give you a little lesson on how that works. And an opportunity to try the other ukuleles that I've brought. And to answer all your questions. So, my name is Julie and I play the ukulele. And I have a lot of ukuleles, don't I?
Yeah.
I sure do. A lot. Absolutely. Why do I have a lot? Well, because it's nice to have an assortment of ukuleles to show people. So, what's the difference between a guitar and a ukulele?
And it's an electric guitar.
Oh, can you have an electric ukulele, do you think?
No. What are those?
What is an electric ukulele? Well, an electric instrument is one where the sound goes out a wire and goes to a big amplifier. And so the sound is really loud. And I don't think I took it out because I wasn't amplifying myself today, but you can have a ukulele that is also, you use a wire, just like your electric guitar. Yeah. As you can tell, I play this one a lot. I've made it look a little bit bad. So ukuleles, we think of them as instruments that came from Hawaii, but they got to Hawaii from someplace else. Does anybody know?
Never mind.
Okay. Portugal. The ukulele is based on the 4-string Portuguese guitar. How many strings does a ukulele have?
4.
4, right? You can see up here they come in different sizes, right? But they all have 4 strings. That's one of the things that makes them a ukulele and not a guitar. The other thing that makes them a ukulele is the way that the strings, what they're made of, which is not metal, and the way that they're tuned. So ukuleles can come in different sizes, but they generally all have this same tuning. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's listen to this one. So they don't have to look like a little guitar. They can come in strange shapes, but they still have that signature sound.
Why does that one have a hole in it?
Well, so this one has a hole in it. Oh, you mean up here?
Mm-hmm.
Just the way that it was built. But it's a good question because you never know unless you ask. Why do ukuleles have holes?
The sound goes in it and comes out.
That's right. So if you cover up the hole of a ukulele, let's see if I can find a piece of paper someplace. When you cover up the sound hole, the sound has no place to go. And if it has no place to go, do you hear how much different it sounds?
It doesn't vibrate.
It doesn't vibrate and it doesn't resonate, so not very loud. Open up. Do you have a question?
I really like small ukulele.
You like the small ukulele? Yeah, this is the smallest ukulele I've ever seen that's still a real ukulele.
That sounds different.
It sounds higher because it's tuned to higher notes, but it still has 4 strings and is still played the same way. Now I want everybody to take this hand and shake it. Okay? Good. Why? Well, because some people say the way that you play a ukulele is you put it in front of you and you act like you got water on your hands and you're shaking it off. But I don't really believe that's how it works.
I usually do it.
Yeah. So,
I'm flinging out
oh, when you wash your hands, that's how you dry them? You do that? Good. Okay, so a ukulele, you do 2 different things. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to put your hand down for now. I'll answer your questions when I get finished with this part. So a ukulele is played with your fingers, right? It's very light. When you get your ukulele, you realize it's not very heavy, so we don't usually use a strap, although you can. But what you do is you hold it against your body with your arm, right? So it's going to be our right arm, and we're going to hold our ukulele in place, and then you use your fingers to make those strings ring out. But I have a couple questions for you. How many letters in the alphabet?
26.
26. You know, I always like to say this. I have taught this class to a room full of grown-ups, and I've asked them how many letters in the alphabet, and they look at me like, when was the last time I had to know that? And you can see the grown-ups, they're like, but you're right, there's 26 letters in the alphabet. How many letters, though, in the alphabet of music? That's a different answer.
3?
More than 3. I'm going to...
4.
More than 4. But let me give you a hint. There is no H in music. So if we can do this together, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. How many is that?
6.
Look at my fingers. 7.
This many.
This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess maybe that would have been easier. That was like sort of tricky, right? 7 letters in the alphabet of music. So even though you have like a piano that has many, many notes, it's still a repeating pattern from A to G. And once it gets to G, it starts again at A. And that's the same thing with your ukulele. So when you get your ukulele, you're going to want to immediately, you're going to be doing this, right? Because I know that's what you're kind of interested in. And I want you to do with your thumb, with your pointer. Some people will take their thumb and their pointer finger and put those together. Exactly, right? You could use all your fingers. But if you look, it's just a very light touch. You use some part of your finger. So I want everybody to try to get that feeling in their right hand, right? That's the hand that will be going over the strings to make the sound. Okay? Yes, do you have a question?
I already like playing small ukulele.
I'm glad, I'm excited. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going on with my lesson. So here's the next important thing that I want to tell you guys. Your left hand is gonna do something entirely different. I want you to listen and tell me what you hear. What's happening to the sound?
It's getting louder.
It's not getting louder, it's getting high. Who has the highest voice? Who can make? Okay. So, all right. Now, all right. How is that happening? And the reason that it happens is if when you look at your ukulele, it has all these areas. And those are called frets. Yep, you knew that?
Yep.
So, and the fret is not the gold bar, the fret is the space in between. And so the way that you do it is you put your finger on a string, and if you don't squeeze, doesn't make a very good sound, but if you squeeze it, and you squeeze it, thumb and pointer finger. Can everybody put their thumb and pointer finger, use this hand, your left hand. Can you get those two fingers? Yeah, like you're trying to pick up something, right? Pinch something, right? And so when you get your ukulele, you are, yeah, right, but it's that idea that your thumb and your pointer finger are squeezing, finger is pushing on that string. And that's how, even though it only has 4 strings, it can make lots of different notes. Okay? Now I want to draw a quick picture and see if anybody can tell me what they think it is. So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Fred has a ukulele.
Well, let's see if any, and so what is that a picture of, do you think? The ukulele. So if you look at these ukuleles right here, and this picture right here, can you see?
Oh yeah.
Do you see how they're resemble? That these, right? There's 4 lines that run up and down, right? 4 lines, yep, and there's 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4. So those represent the strings of your ukulele, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the lines that run across, what do you think those represent?
The frets.
Well, it represents those fret wires, those gold wires. And so the way that it works is when you see one of these, it's a little bit like, do you guys know that game Twister?
Yeah.
Yeah, where there's a dot is where you put your, it's a very popular game.
I don't know it.
That's okay.
Oh
So what do you think the dot is going to be for?
yeah. Stepping on.
So in Twister, it's exactly right. That's what you step on. But on a ukulele, it's where you
Your
put,
thumb goes.
where your fingers go, because your thumb is always on the back and your fingers are on the front. How many fingers do you have in the front?
4.
4. How many strings?
4.
Such is so perfect. How many strings does a guitar have?
4.
6. More strings than fingers, but a ukulele, 4 strings, 4 fingers. It's a perfect match. And when you see a dot like this,
Outside.
so this is going up. So these are the strings. 1, 2, 3, 4 are the strings. 1, 2, and the dot is where you put your finger. So when I see that, I know that my finger was not on the first box, not on the second box, but in the third box on the string that's on the far side. So I would put, should I put my finger here?
No.
Should I put my finger here?
No.
Should I put my finger here?
Yes.
Yes, that's absolutely right. So you don't have to read music, you just see the picture and you do what the picture says. The dot's there, you put your finger on the same spot on your ukulele. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
All right, well good. So that is the first basic thing about your ukulele. Now, there's one more thing I want to tell you, because, good. How's everybody with their letters? Pretty good?
Yeah.
How am I at my letters? Can you read my letters? Absolutely. And why did I put those let's back up. How many letters did we say in the alphabet of music?
6. 10. 7.
How many? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 7 letters in the alphabet of music. So every note has a name, and they're named after letters. So I want to show you a little bit, give everybody a chance to see this. So on your ukulele, you take a tuner and you pluck a string. What's that? Can you read that letter? What's that letter? Can you see it?
G.
G. How about you? What's that letter?
C.
C.
E.
E.
A. G.
G.
C. E. A.
A. Yep.
G. C.
Right?
E. A.
A.
G.
G.
E.
C. See it? Right there on the bottom? C. And then
E.
E and
A.
A. That's right. So a tuned ukulele, top string is a G, C, E, A. And when I go to tune my ukuleles, I have a little song that I sing, and it goes like this. Good cats eat. And then I had to think of a word that started with A, that cats like to eat.
Cat food.
Yeah, but it doesn't start with the letter A. I needed a... Do cats like apples?
Yes.
My cat does not like apples. How about almonds? Do cats like almonds?
No.
Artichokes.
No. Cheese.
Does cheese start with A? No. Avocado? No. Arugula?
No.
No, but I thought of one. Let's see if anybody knows what this... Do you know what that is? Anchovy! What's an anchovy?
Cats eat anchovies.
Good cats eat anchovies. That's right. That's how I remember G, C, E, and A. Good. Yep, good cats eat anchovies.
It's not a cat's favorite food, but we got what we have.
It's something. My cat loves fish. I don't know if she would like anchovy pizza. Okay. So, friends, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to spread out a little bit. Maybe some of you can sit on the rug. But I still need you guys to be able to put your arms out like this and not bonk anybody, okay?
I see this in gym.
Okay, so when I give you your ukulele, I want you to take it out of its case, and I want you to start playing it to see. And
Have any?
I'm gonna give it. Okay, so when you get your ukulele, it's gonna be this hand, right? Your right hand. The right hand comes around. It doesn't come over, it doesn't come under, it comes around. And then that's the hand that you strum. Okay? So I want So that's the way that I'm going to, yep, so you're going to be going over those strings with your right hand, right? And your left hand, thumb on the back, finger on the front, and if you can, see if you can put your finger right there and make a chord, and we will do some songs. So, let's count off how many people we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have enough ukuleles. Actually, we only need 14, right?
Yep.
Now I have ukuleles that are made out of wood and ukuleles that are painted and have colors.
I have ukuleles that's painted and have.
Yes, you do. So what I always like to say, have you heard this? You get what you get and you don't get. Exactly.
I said it too.
Yeah, so when you get your ukulele, you'll get what you get, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing, I'm gonna ask you not to turn those because I've already tuned all the ukuleles. And if you turn those pegs, it's gonna change the sound. Let me give you an example, right? Do you hear that? Right.
Weird.
Uh-huh. But that's how you tune a ukulele. You tighten it or loosen it. Okay. So, and while these are cute and fun, they're still real instruments. So you want to take good care of them. Take them out of the bag. Put the bag near you.
Auntie, you keep them.
There you go. You are just borrowing them for the class. I teach this class almost every day. There you go. One for you, one for you, one for you, one for you, and one more for our very patient friend. Okay. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna grab the bags and get them out of the way. So, and again, yes, you got it. You want to get it in the right spot. I'm not going to take your case. We'll just get these out of the way. All right, so you know what? The first thing that I would like you guys to do, once you get it in the right position, is to stand up and see if you can hold your ukulele in place. Yeah, and I'm gonna walk around, see if I can help people. So you wanna put it the other way, exactly. And that right arm comes around and holds it in place. Right, you got it, you got it, you got it. Yeah, how does that feel? Are ukuleles a good size for kids? Seems like it. Okay. Yeah. Everybody smile. Get your ukuleles. Get ready. Nice. Okay. So again, yep, so that's the first thing you got to figure out, right? Yeah. Okay, so, and then, yep, just you kind of push it, right?
Do it.
You want to sit back down then? Okay, you want to hold that. Yep. All right, you can. You want me to take it?
Yeah, I don't know how you yet.
Okay, this is how you hold it, yep. And then that's the hand that you go over the strings. Okay, everybody, you can sit back down, but you understand that the first thing that you have to figure out is how you're gonna hold it in place, because it's your arm that holds it in place. So, if you notice, there's a couple things I want you to look at your ukulele. First of all, one of the strings is fatter than the other. Can you find the fat string?
Yeah.
And can you figure out which letter it is? So it's the cat. So I always say that the cat has eaten too many anchovies and is now super fat. And when you forget which way your strings go, if you find the fat string, that's the cat. Okay? Okay. Now, can anybody, can all of you find the A string?
Yep, found
It's, can you pluck it so we can hear it? The A string is that bottom string. It's the bottom string. Yep. Okay.
I wonder why the two outside ones are this.
So I'm going to come around because what I have in my hand, does anybody know what this is?
A triangle.
Nope. This is a triangle. But do you know what this is?
The thing you stab it with?
Exactly. So this is called a tuning fork, and it's tuned. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
So that is tuned to the note A, just like the. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
So that is the same like the A on your ukulele.
I do it.
You hear it? Do you hear it? Can you hear? And you can feel it too, right? Because sound. What is sound?
Vibration.
Vibration, exactly. So. Did you hear it? Yeah. So that is the same note as the bottom note on your ukulele, which is an A. Right? Doesn't have a. You can almost feel it. Whoa! Right? It's a very odd feeling. Can you hear it? You want to hear this? Did you hear it? So that again is tuned to an A. Can you hear it? All right. Oh, you didn't hear it because you're in the middle. Again?
It's better, right? It sounds better. And it's also easier. Why are the two outside strings thick?
I'm sorry?
Why are the two outside strings thick and the two middle ones?
Well, that's a very good question. So the lower sound. So the question was, why are the strings different? Some are thick and some are thin. Does anybody know why? Does a thicker string give you a higher sound or a lower sound? Lower sound. So the thicker string gives you a lower sound. So on your ukulele, what's the lowest sound?
Yeah.
That's that string. That cat. That's right. Okay. So now I would really like to be able to do a couple of songs. But for us to be able to do some songs, I need to get you to play the C chord, the ukulele. Just this one chord. So what I need you to do is with your other hand, you want to put your thumb on the back and you want to put your finger on that bottom string, but not in the first square, not in the second square, but in the third. 1, 2, 3. And then if you don't press it hard enough, you get this kind of sound. So you want to squeeze. Remember we said it's all about squeezing. Well, if you want to do it like that, yeah. But usually you come in from underneath. Yes. So then, but you want to put it, so here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. So you want to get it, and you want it not, yeah, you want to be right in the middle. Yeah, you sure can. Okay, so I'm going to look around. So you want to be able to put your finger right there, this hand, this finger, squeeze, and then you put your finger on one string, but you strum all of them. Yep. Nice. You got it. Yep. Now you know what you've got a bunch of fingers, but you know what? You can do that because it's really just the last finger that affects it. So I want everybody to sit up straight, because it's good to be able to sit up straight. You got your ukulele on your lap. You get it around. Get your finger on one side. And then we're going to do row, row, row your boat. You know that song?
Yeah.
Well, let's try it. You ready? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. All right. And I looked around. Lots of people were using their fingers. Some people were using their thumbs. It doesn't matter. Each sound, each finger has a little bit of different sound. When I play, I often curve my fingers and go on the back of my nail. But I wanted to show you that they make a special pick to play with ukuleles. So I'm gonna pass it around so you can try it. You want to try it and then pass it on. You don't usually use guitar picks on a ukulele because they kind of have the sound is a little hard. So the ukulele pick is really soft and it makes a soft sound. There's a couple other things people, you want to, so. Soft picks make for a nice sound. And I don't think you have, talk into the hole of your ukulele and see if you can hear what we talk about when we talk about resonance. It doesn't make an echo, but it definitely has a nice hollowy sound if you talk into the hole. Oh, oh, oh. Now what I'd like everybody to try to do is, can you go up, changing? So what am I doing? I'm just plucking on one string, but I'm pressing. I hear. So you go up. You can't really do it? That's all right. You can't do everything all at the same time. The thing to remember is that one hand, the one near the body, is the one that's plucking on the strings, and the one on the, if this is the body and this is the head, what do you think this is called? What's between your head and your body?
Neck. Your neck.
It's your neck, and this is also called the neck. So on the neck, you are squeezing on those strings to make different sounds. And your string can make as many sounds as you have frets plus one. So can anybody tell me how many frets your ukulele has?
One. The ukulele has,
This part's this. So every ukulele is different. So this one has, I think, 20, and this one has 12.
This one has 15.
And that one has 15. And I said that your string can make as many sounds as you have frets plus one. Yes?
Why does it go down and down? I have 15 and shorter.
Okay, so the question is, why does the box keep getting shorter and short? Do you see, if you look at your ukulele, the boxes keep getting a little bit shorter as you go up. So these boxes are not as wide as these boxes. And the reason is because to get them to be the right tune, they have to adjust the size of each fret, because when you put your finger on an instrument like a ukulele, is it out of tune? You don't want to tune it. So when you put your finger on a string, that finger presses down, and so this part behind the string is no longer part of making the sound. So that as my finger goes up, the only part that's making a sound is this part. And so as it goes up, this part keeps getting shorter and shorter, and the sound goes higher. So how about we do Frere Jacques? You ready?
I have the new one.
Okay.
I have ukulele books and I have Frere Jacques one.
It's a great song. So again, you want to put your finger where the dot is telling you. So 1, 2, 3 on that bottom string. Right? You ready? I'm going to look around, make sure everybody's got it. 1, 2, 3. You got it. Do you have it? You're on 4. You want to go back 1 fret. It's on the bottom string. Yep, and you're on the 4th fret, so you want to come back to the 3rd. Yes, you got it. You got it. You've got it. You've got it. You've got it. Yep, you've got it. You've got it. You've got it. Okay. So you want to put your finger right there, and you want to put your finger down on that bottom string. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Frere Jacques, here we go. Ready? Frere Jacques, Frere Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonne mattina, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, Brother John? Brother John. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing. Ding dang dong, ding dang dong. And you know what they do in Hawaii when they're tired of playing ukulele? They turn it over and they play it like a drum, which is also kind of fun to do as well. Okay. Now, I want to tell you one more thing about ukuleles, and then if you want to try some of the other ukuleles, you can do that. But you can play your ukulele not just taking a spot and strumming it. You can do something like this. So I'm going to ask you to put your hand on the strings of your ukulele so you can hear me. And I'm going to get my loudest ukulele.
Well, that's going to be so loud.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
So you want to put your hand on the strings? Okay. So who can tell me what this song is?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. So the other way that you can play your ukulele is by plucking 1 string at a time. So if you start with your fat string and pluck that 2 times,
Yeah, I know.
and then pluck the one closest to your head, and then pluck the bottom one, right?
How many times?
Well, how does the song go? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. So if you remember, it's C string, and then the G string, and then the A string, right? But you can play, so instead of just strumming all the strings, you can play 1 string at a time. And that is called plucking instead of strumming is playing all of them, and plucking is just playing one string at a time. Yeah? So this is Twinkle Twinkle, but did you know that it is also A, B, C, D, E, F, G? Did you ever stop to hear that Twinkle Twinkle and A, B, C are the same song?
Yeah.
And there's one more song that's the same song. Do you know what it is?
We're saying that in the car.
Yeah, right? So there's 3 songs.
Baba Black Sheep.
Ba ba black sheep. Ba ba
That's
black
what song
sheep.
it was.
Hotter than he wool. Yep. Sir, yes, sir. 3 bags full. Okay, so I want to do one last song with you today. And it's the Make New Friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. But maybe we'll do it on a different chord. So, how about we'll do it. Now this is a different chord, so the dots are going to be in a different place. So there's one dot there and there's one dot there, which means this needs 2 fingers. So if you can recall that this dot was on the string that's closest to the floor, this time the fingers are going to be in a different spot. And if you can hold your ukulele right next to it, you can see where there are the dots is where you put your fingers. So that's okay. I'm going to kind of you got it. So you're getting it. So it's going to be this.
Oh, this one.
It's this one and this one. All yep.
Oh my gosh, that's confusing for my.
So you can use.
Can I switch it over to the other side?
Sure. So as long as the one on the top is on that 2nd fret, on the one on the bottom, that's okay. Everybody needs to have their own style. You've got it. You've got it. You've got it. And this is going to go, one finger goes there and one finger goes there. So 1 and 2. You ready? And you're going to want to put, so it's one finger's there and one finger's there. And you can even use your thumb and a finger. So some kids are using their fingers over the top. Some people I know will use their thumb. Some people will use 2 fingers. I always say that if it sounds good, then it doesn't really matter how you got it to get to that sound. You do it with no fingers. Okay, here we go. Ready? Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. But you know what? Sounds better with that other chord. So everybody go back to that C. 1, 2, 3, bottom string. We can go make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. Yep, that's how the song goes. One is silver and the other's gold. So, does anybody have any questions about playing the ukulele or thoughts about playing the ukulele? Yes?
Why is it rounded on the side?
It doesn't have to be rounded on the side. It could be flat. But traditionally, it is rounded. But I think that's kind of tradition. When this was, this is actually a Massachusetts ukulele. The company that makes it is from Massachusetts, and they decided they would try a new style. And the great thing about it is we do live in Massachusetts.
I do too.
You do too. Yes, do you have a...
Why does looking like that chicken
So electric guitars do not have holes because you don't need to have the hole. This ukulele, and the reason you don't need to have a hole is because the sound will go out a wire, and the wire will take the sound and will deposit it into an amplifier. So this one is actually called an acoustic electric. So I can play it acoustically, which means without a wire. But if I want it to be really loud, I can put it right in. So now everybody wants to see if they can get their ukuleles to stand up. But hold it before it falls over so that if
I don't think I can do it because I'm under.
Okay. So I'm gonna hand out the cases for your ukuleles.
I already have my cake.
You already have your case? Yes, you do have it standing. And my last piece of advice for you is that if you want to learn how to play the ukulele, you need to get a ukulele. So it's a nice thing to ask for, maybe for birthdays or holidays. And if you have one, you know what I always make sure that I have one ukulele that I keep out. I don't put it in its case so that every time I walk by it, it reminds me that I should play it. So some of those bags, if you get a bag that has an opening on the end, then you want to put it in skinny side first, okay? And once you have your ukulele in its case, if you want to try any of the ukuleles up on the bench, you can. And if you don't, then I just want to thank you for taking this class.
I want to try it.
Okay, there you go. And look at you. Nice job. Only kids can do this. No adult I know can make their ukulele stand up.
I did it for 1 minute.
For 1 minute? There you go. There you go. Uh-huh. There you go. And there you go. One for you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Could I try playing a different one?
Yeah, you can certainly go up and try.
Brandon, that's a backpack.
Okay.
Could I try this one?
It's that little one right there. And here's the tuning fork if you want to try the tuning fork. Thank you. We can.
For American.
Thank you. So I want to thank all of you for taking this class. I hope that you learned something, and I hope you have a great rest of your summer.